All right, I'm going to be going live on Instagram here in just a few minutes with one of my business partners. She's actually going to interview me on the skill set that people in the education system have that they could carry over to an online business because I was a school secretary and a high school coach and I transitioned to the online world and I didn't quite realize the skills that I already had that would help me in my entrepreneur journey. So we are gonna go live on here, and I also wanted to record it because I wanted you guys to be able to hear my questions that I have answered. Okay, I'm gonna wait for her to go ahead and invite me to her live on Instagram, and then we will get started. Sometimes there are technical difficulties, but that just goes to show that any normal, ordinary person can run an online business and, figure out as they go along. All right, she just started, so we're gonna join. Okay, I think it's on. Good, how are you? Yes. I know it's been a busy week, especially like here in Nebraska. It's been so cold, so I literally haven't talked to anybody or even seen anybody in person. Yeah, I can shorten my story a little bit. Before I got started with the online stuff, I was a school secretary and high school girls basketball coach, and I really loved it. Like there was nothing wrong. I was in a school system that was so good. I know there's a lot of school systems out there that are just very hard to work in with hard coworkers, administration. I had good administration. Like I had the good setup in the school system and it was really good my first few years. And then finally I'm in my third year, I was like, God, I am coming home completely drained. I had no energy for my family, my friends. I had no energy to even want to go do the things that I loved on the weekends. Like I spent my weekends literally not talking to anybody, completely in silence in my house. And finally I was like, I don't have a life. I don't have a life outside of the school system, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to travel, and I did for a while. Those first few years, I was traveling on spring break, Christmas break, summer break, and it was awesome, but traveling during like holidays is wild. I don't know if anyone's ever traveled during holidays, but I remember traveling on Christmas one year, like planes were delayed. There was people everywhere. Like getting through TSA was a complete nightmare. And I was like, there's got to be more. There's got to be more to life. And there's got to be a way for me to still help people, still be able to teach and mentor others without having to be stuck in the school system. And that's when I came across this online opportunity and it was helping people. It was remote, it had everything that I wanted. And I was like, I'm a little terrified because I've never worked online. I had no desire to ever go online. And I decided I wanted to take a risk just because I wanted more out of my life. And I was scared that if I continued where I was, I would be so mentally drained after 10 years or even 5 years in the school system. So I made that leap and I was able to leave my school position 11 months later. And now I do this full time. And I found a passion that I didn't even know existed because I took that leap. So that's kind of my shortened story of how I went from school secretary to online.
No, I love that you said how like you found like this new passion because I think that people are like you like once you jump in, like it is a love.
It
That's for
is.
sure.
Absolutely. And I never would have known that if I wouldn't have tried something new. And that's the thing, like you can be so scared, you can be so terrified, but what if everything works out? What if it's way better than you ever imagined, or even you can't imagine it because you've never done it before, and then you do it and you're like, wow, I'm so grateful that I decided to actually take a risk and, live a little bit more and do something that not everyone is willing to do because taking a risk is hard, but there's so many opportunities that come with it.
Yeah, like the and our fear, we're just so ingrained to have fear versus like seeing the what could be potentially the best thing of it. We just live in that fear state of mind, and I just
Yes.
we gotta break that. We gotta break that habit.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so my first question for you, like you said, you worked in the school system. So, how do you think, or how do you feel people in the education system will thrive in this business?
Yeah, that is a really good question because, again, I was nervous. I didn't think I had any skills to going online just because I'd never, done it before and I didn't really know the skills to going online. So there is a lot that I noticed in myself. Communication is one of them. Like, obviously, a school secretary, I had to communicate to teachers, to parents, to other schools, and even teachers or pairs or anybody in the school system. Like, they are always communicating with each other, again, parents, other coworkers. And when I transitioned to online, I realized like that was a skill set I didn't have to learn because I already had, but I didn't realize I had it until I really got into this business and was like, wow, I have a lot of the skills needed to actually advance myself and be successful in the online space. Another one was leadership. Like, I don't think a lot of teachers understand, like elementary, high school teachers, middle school teachers, like they are leaders. They are literally leaders in a classroom. They are basically like managing an entire system with their students in their classroom. And I don't think they realize like that's a powerhouse move in the online world. And already having that skill, they just get to advance more on it in the online space, which is absolutely cool that they are leaders and sometimes they don't even know that. I'm trying to think, a big one was problem solving for me. Like, so many things happen in a school system and you have to really think on your feet, and people in the educational setting, like they can't just give up. So like if someone's projector stops working or something happens with one of their students, they can't just be like, okay, we're done, everybody, we're going to do recess, and it's 10 a.m. and school doesn't get over till 3:30. You can't just stop, you have to continue going. So I think the problem solving was one of the biggest ones too, along with the communication, because you are problem solving. Like you are helping other adults live their dream life, get to your goals. You are getting to your goal, and there's going to be roadblocks. Like there will be roadblocks in any stage of life, whether you're employee, entrepreneur, whatever you're doing, like there's always going to be that roadblock. So I think the problem solving is just a huge thing that teachers and people in the school system like can do so well without even realizing it. Like they think of something to do differently, and I'm like, that was amazing that you could think of something to do that because other people outside of the school system, their skills are different. So teachers definitely have advantages when it comes to that transition to online. Um, one more that I could talk forever about skills that they have. But one more main one that they have is helping people. Teachers do not get paid enough. Like we know that, everybody knows that. Like when you go into teaching, it is because you have that passion to help the kids, help anybody in the school system. And that is the one thing that I do love about the school system and teachers because they truly want to be there. They're not there because they get a lot of money every 2 weeks or at the end of the month. Like they're there because they truly want to make a difference. And that is the key factor to transitioning to online because here in the space, like we want that too. We want to make a huge impact in others' lives. And the fact that they already have that just to transition on a massive level is so cool. And I know teachers that have gotten into this business for like, wow, I thought I made a difference in kids' lives, but I can actually truly make a difference in an adult life and maybe their kids or, whatever's going on in their situation. It is just a whole new level of like like, expanding your passion for helping people. And I truly love that because teachers really just are such passionate people. I'll stop there because I could go on, but there's a few that I think are like some of the main skills that teachers and school system people have that transition very well with an online business.
Yeah, I have all of those. I think the problem solving one is one I did not think about. And so I'm like, wow, that really hits the nail on the head with that quality because you're right. Like whether it's the roof is leaking and they're going to go to the gym for class, or
Yes.
paper's jammed, we're out of ink. Okay, well, we're not going to print this today. We're going to, or like, oh, 5 Chromebooks are not charged and, or they're not working. Like, you are so right. Like,
And
they
that happens
know.
on a weekly basis, at least, if not daily. Like that is something they are always thinking on their feet, and it's an amazing skill to have in the online space.
Yes, yes. And like, I remember one time we couldn't find a sub. And so they had to just like disperse the kiddos onto the other teachers. So now these teachers have like a
Yeah.
problem solved, like, hey, I'm gonna have to rearrange my room somehow where I'm gonna put these kiddos. So that is so true, and I'm so glad you touched base on that fantastic. Like, blew it out of the water, fantastic. Um, okay, so my next question for you is what kind of help did you get when you started and how easy was it to learn?
Yeah, so I was actually really nervous when I got started. The person that I came across that was doing this, that I happened to reach out to, she was actually expecting in the next like week when I got started. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, how is this gonna work? I don't want to overstep with her. It was her first child she was having, and she'd been in the online space for years, had the whole community and stuff. And it amazed me how many people. So I basically you get a main mentor, but I got multiple mentors because people stepped up and wanted to help her out because it was her first child. And she even would reach out to me in her personal time and help me with the online experience. And so did everyone else. And I was like, wow, this really is like a school system. Like in my small school system, the one that was great. We had help with each other, and it was on a different level though. But with the online business, it is just like you getting to your goals and everybody else is helping you to do the exact same thing, whether they have time or they don't. Like they are willing to pour into you and get you closer to your goals. Because everyone in the online space, it's not like a win-lose situation. Like it is always a win-win. We are always giving and taking from each other and helping out. Like if someone comes in and they need a little bit more or don't really understand a few things, like people are willing to help out, especially your mentor, other mentors, even random people in the business that you didn't even know was in the business could message you and be like, hey, do you want to hop on a call? Do you want to chat? Like people are so willing to help you. And that made my transition a breeze because I was nervous, I was scared, but having that community support was unreal. I mean,
Mhm.
I've had a pretty good support system with family and stuff, but this like blew that out of the water. And I was like, wow, I am truly building my own family within this community of people that I didn't even know existed until I like went online. So yeah, the community was definitely one of the main reasons why I was able to actually transition so smoothly from the school system to this online business.
I feel like I always compare it to like the cup is always full in this
Yeah,
community.
yeah,
It's always full, and I feel like you're kind of like comparing the two. I think what's hard is about the work one is you just get a lot more. I don't want to say complaints, but like you just in the
yes,
workforce, you just have a lot of people that are unhappy, and then in our community, it's just like I got this, and everyone's like, heck yes.
yes.
So
Yes,
I
it's
think that's
very like in the school system. I know everyone's like, oh, it's Monday. Oh, it's Monday. If the printer didn't work, oh, it's because it's Monday. Or like they did, oh, I can't wait till Friday. Oh, it's Thursday, one
yeah,
more day till Friday. Where in this
yeah,
online business, they're like, hell yeah, it's Monday. Like, what are we doing today to
yes.
like better ourselves, to help somebody, to impact? Like, it's just a whole new level of support. And I appreciate that so much because I didn't know that was missing out of my life until obviously I got started online.
Agreed, agreed. And yeah, I can speak like as a friend to you. You
Thank
were
you.
really,
I
really,
appreciate
really
that.
great.
I appreciate that.
You like hopped on a call with me and helped me, and I was like, this is great. Like I 10 out of 10 recommend.
Oh,
So I will end with that. Thank you so much again, Haley. Thanks for
yes.
watching. Give her a follow. She's great. And I appreciate all of her help with everything. And we appreciate you taking your time out of your day for
Absolutely. Thank you. I love helping others and pouring into others, so I appreciate
thank
it.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, and with that, ending there, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. You can DM me, you can comment on this. Literally let me know because I truly do love supporting others and pouring into others. There's a lot of people in our community that I hop on calls with weekly, if not weekly, sometimes daily, just because maybe I need help sometimes. Maybe I need like my cup to be not only full but overflowing so I can use that overflow to fill up someone else's cup, whether that's on my team, on someone else's team, someone I don't even know, some random person that reaches out to me that is in the same online space as me. Like, I am more than willing to help them because truly, like, that's what this business is about literally a win-win. Like there is no loss in this business. Every step, and even if it's a small step, guys, small steps will still lead you to the top of that mountain, the top of your goals. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. But thank you for tuning in to my live with Sarah, and we'll see you on the next one.